this one. AJ in Dubai, making moves Broadway. Real estate king, stack bricks all day. Bought a crib so tall, can't see the ground. Cash flow endless, funds never drown. Dubai skyline, Anthony raining.
And we are back with the AJ podcast today. My special is Mr. Neil, one of the founders of Rentify in Dubai. How's it going?
Very well, Anthony. Going well. Thank you for having me on the show, and really excited and looking forward to speaking.
Same here. Thanks a lot for coming. First, before we get to speak about the business and the success you guys have been doing, we want to get to know you first as a person. What have you been doing in life? When did you come to Dubai, and why Dubai?
Great. Sure, Anthony. From all the people I meet in Dubai, maybe my journey is a little shorter. It's about 6 years, but it's been the most amazing 6 years of living in Dubai. And for me, I've always been a tech entrepreneur, building all types of businesses within it, right from gaming to online streaming, music, so on and so forth. And this really came about at the very right time when I had exited my last startup, which was in health tech for women. And I was looking at what new challenge to solve. And it was kind of right obvious in front of me because I had been a tenant for a very long time and realized that there was something in that broken which I could fix, which I could work on. And that's how Rentify came about.
Okay. Tell me, how did you guys meet each other? The founders, how did you discuss the ideas? Where did you see the what's lacking in the market, and why did you come up with this concept?
Yes, so I had been looking at the kind of problems which are real problems for a very large expat population, which is a part of Dubai and UAE, and similarly a problem which is there for landlords. And I had been going through it, just like maybe many people do, which is about how do we do the agreements. Everything is manual. You are usually talking to your agents through WhatsApp and then signing documents, and then after that exchanging checks, the horrible checks which for the first time you have to relearn how to write the checks and then give it out and hope you don't make a mistake. I had been going through it, but the idea of solving it as a problem really came about when I met with Rashid, who's my co-founder, and he had been looking at it from a very different side. So he had been managing properties as a part of the things that he does, and understood that from a landlord perspective, there are some real problems which exist. How do we verify the tenants who are staying there? How do you follow up with payments? Currently, it's very manual. If you have a large number of apartments, anything from 50, 100,000 apartments, how are you able to see the data around all these apartments on one platform, which gives you insights? And the more number of apartments you have, the bigger problems that exist of management. Because, imagine if you have 100 apartments, that means 100 tenants with 4 checks at least that they are giving at the worst scenario right now, with all of them having different lease renewal dates, lease expiry dates.
Not to mention, if you want to give that 90 days notice to increase the rent, each one has signed a different one. I know about this because we manage thousands of units. I know the headache. I know it very well. And most of the time, to be very honest with you, there's lots of people that we kind of not forget, but we get so jammed in the work, so we don't give them the notice and the perfect timing, so it passes like the 90 days, 89 days, so it's not valid. And basically, if the landlord was entitled for that increase, we kind of like cover it from our own pocket.
Oh man, so yeah, that's the other side of it, of course, because that's the law and the rule. And when rents are changing and increasing at a lot of places, you miss that opportunity, then legally you can't. So these are the real problems which exist, and in year 2025 they should not exist. When we have technology to solve everything pretty much possible, and we are building so many interesting solutions in technology space, why should one of the most fundamental things that you do is existing in a place that you call your own and you come home to should give you stress about it? Similarly, for most of the landlords, the properties that you own are your assets and they need to give you the right yield. At the same time, you need a platform which is able to solve the headache and not add to your headache and subtract it. And that's how we met over a coffee. And coffee is very significant for us because that has been a theme. And
Coffee is the deal maker.
coffee is the deal maker. When we did the rewards program and announced that earlier this year, I mean, we were giving out free coffees to everybody who was signing up by doing a partnership. So it has played a part and continues to play a part. Yeah, so we came together and we realized that we were looking at doing something which was solving this problem, and both of us were complementary to how to solve it.
That's amazing, Tim. Now, what's the status of Rentify? Is it like actively working? The platform is fully on. How many units you guys have? How can someone check your units? How can a landlord also get more information about how the process of working you guys together? I don't want you to go through deep details, but just give us like a proper understanding for all of the viewers watching. Most of them, they are landlords. Most of them, they are my investors. They keep seeing what's happening, and I'm sure lots of people will find this very valuable and useful and saves lots of headache.
Absolutely. The way that we have built our business at this stage, at least, and the quick answer is the app is almost ready to be released into the app stores. We are going through the final round of testing, and iOS, Android, state of the art, solving for all these problems is ready to be launched, and we'll be releasing it very soon. When we looked at the business side, the way to build a business is one of the ways to build a business is to do extensive marketing, reach out to all tenants and say, there is a new platform which is available. And then we leave it to them to be able to find which apartment that they would find, and then complete the process. So that's one way to build it. We went the other way around. We believe heavily in a business term called a zero CAC approach. A zero CAC is essentially where you say that from a business perspective, we want to keep our cost of customer acquisition near zero. So we're not gonna, spend the valuable money that we raise from investors that we get in from the company to just do marketing. We're going to use it where it makes a difference, which is in the technology and the operation side of it. So what we did is that we started onboarding large landlords, and currently we have over 4,000 apartments that are already listed and available on the platform. The combined value, as you can imagine, both for rentals as well as overall property, is quite significant. And we have a very large portfolio of property also to be onboarded very soon as we start deploying these. So 4,000 apartments available on the platform. Once the tenants, the Rentify will be relevant for both the tenants who are already there in those and the tenants who choose those apartments to stay in. In the second phase, we will do another 20,000 onboarding, and at that point of time, we'll open it also to individual landlords to come and work with us on the platform. So that's how we have gone about.
That's clear enough, and that's amazing. The numbers you're saying, they're really big. I wish you guys best of luck. That's huge. Just tell me something. Let's simplify the process, okay? Let's say I'm a tenant and I'm looking for a flat. So basically, I will be checking your portal or your application, and I will see all of the available units in the market, which will be mentioning definitely the description, the size, and the rent value of the year, correct? Okay, so let's say I want to proceed with you guys. So I will rent the unit. I will not pay you multiple checks like what the usual standard rent is. Basically, I will be paying you 12 installments where you will be covering yourself that rent for the landlord. Am I correct?
You're absolutely correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I just want you to tell me something. Why would a landlord deal with you directly, okay, rather than dealing with a broker himself who's getting him as well the rent of one check? Like, what are the more pluses that you guys are providing?
Right. The rent of one check. So there are two scenarios. Currently, the landlord may be getting one check, or the landlord would be getting, say, four checks, if there is a landlord, right? So, value proposition for the four checks is very clear. The landlord gets the money faster, it's guaranteed, it's not dependent on the tenant paying, not paying, or any kind of issues. We are the mediator who are coming in between, and ensuring that the landlord gets paid, and the tenants are paying us. On the other side, where it is one check, it is a pass through of directly, the check from the tenant to the landlord. Now, what do we bring? And that's a very important question, Anthony, that you ask about, is that even with the one check or say two checks, the tenant may always not be looking for, let's say, a way to pay it monthly. They could also be looking for all the benefits that technology brings in, which is about doing it digitally, being able to have a platform on which you do your agreement, you're able to sign up with it, you are able to in the future.
So it's gonna be the same like the standard one, but more digitized. So means like your leasing agreement will be the standard one with all of the details, but you guys can do an e-signature on it.
You can do e-signature.
Yeah. When it comes to Ijari, I think Ijari will be the same process. You just log into Ijari website, submit all of the info, pay for it, and it's done. Okay. Let's say the tenant got an emergency in the house as a major flow, because like there is the major and the minor. Let's say something happened, the AC broke down. Usually the tenant will be calling the broker or would be emailing the landlord by saying, I have this issue, send me someone immediately to fix it. Have you done something which is like a customer chat box or even a hotline where a tenant can reach out to you directly, say, I have an issue in this flat, I need a solution?
Anthony, it's a pleasure to speak with you, because you, of course, know every pain which is possible for the tenant and the landlord.
Good, we still have the black hair. It's not full white yet.
So, I love your questions, because, that's exactly how we got about solving these problems. Saying that my flooding has happened in my washroom. Now, what do I do? My landlord, he may be staying in the country, he may not be. There are people who stay not in the country and they have got properties here, and you have an agent, and the agent has done what they needed to do. So now you're sending multiple WhatsApp and everything. So how do we solve this? There are 2 or 3 levels to this that we solve. The first one, which you spoke about, a chatbot and being able to do it. Actually, very soon we'll be making a very interesting announcement about an AI-powered chatbot. I'd be happy to share with you once we are ready to go public with it. It's a very, very fun character that we are developing, which is also our mascot, and bringing the human element of being able to solve. So the first level is being able to ask your questions and what should I do, and being able to get the answers right there on your application. The second part is that currently you would go to a WhatsApp and then send a message to someone. But again, the WhatsApp messages are not the best way to communicate a real problem. So that's where we are going to be launching a messaging platform, which is, imagine it being like a ticketing service. You raise a problem, it goes to the right people, notifies the right people, make sure that they are looking at it and being able to solve that, both from the broker to the landlord. So that whole chain is not broken. So those are two immediate steps which are available on the platform. The third one is that now suppose the landlord says, okay, why don't you get it done yourself and I will reimburse you. Or, between both of you, you decide that, okay, it was really my fault and there was some problem that the tenant had done because of which, and I want to just get it fixed. There becomes another problem, that how do you go looking for the person who will do it? You go search on the internet, you start to do, you don't know one from the another. What credibility am I using to choose it? You maybe ask a friend or do something. That's where our other part comes in, where there is a curated marketplace where we are partnering with service providers across the whole ecosystem who are there to make the renting experience better, whether it is maintenance, whether it is nannies, whether it is any other kind of support that you would require in the house, all of that available from the app itself. What makes it even more better, and which we haven't spoken about yet, is that for all the rent that you pay or any interaction that you've done on the program, on the platform. We have a very powerful rental rewards program called Rentify Rewards. For all of that, you get points. These points translate into deals that you can get across our partners, and as we plan it, eventually those points can help you subsidize your rent itself. So that's the other very powerful layer that we are bringing in, and these points are available across the ecosystem to the tenants, to the landlords, and the brokers.
That's amazing. We have the same, but what we do is like we allow people to redeem it, or they can send it to a friend, or they can have few nights for free as well using those points. Yeah, which is something, it made actually a huge difference. Okay, tell me something. You know that the lease in Dubai, so you have like the standard 1 year lease, and you have lots of people who come in as tenants. They rent it for 1 year, but they do subleasing. Subleasing, end of the day, is allowed in Dubai upon the landlord giving an NOC for that tenant. Do you guys have such model? Are you into subleasing as well?
Yeah, currently we are focused on long-term rentals, which are 1 year, and there is we are starting with that big problem to solve, and that main pain problem to it. On the roadmap in the future, I really can't comment on it. On the subleasing, co-living, all of those are very interesting areas to also solve for real problems. But we are still young, and we are focusing on the meat of the problem to start solving first, and then look at other answers.
I mean, it's a brilliant idea. I love what you guys are doing. And I'm sure like there will be much more to come, because once you start executing during the day, you will find always you got a little issue, and then how to tweak it, how to do this. You keep trying until you perfect it. That's how it goes.
Absolutely.
So you guys, I don't want to speak about the future. I'm just like a regular conversation. Are you guys planning to expand, or for the time being, you're focused on Dubai? Maybe go to different Emirates such as Ras Al Khaimah, because you shouldn't miss out on that one.
Actually, we are expanding aggressively, even within the 4,000 and the next set of apartments coming on board. We are going across to all the very interesting Emirates, or most of the Emirates. So we are starting with Dubai and Sharjah and Abu Dhabi, and we are in active discussions about other Emirates also.
I'm sure Ras Al Khaimah will be on top of the list as a destination. Now, getting out of UAE and the region, there's lots happening, especially in Saudi. Especially like all of the GCC is on the rise and is doing amazing. Of course, until date, nothing is compared to Dubai, but as future plans, you guys should be eyeing those and targeting those.
No, absolutely. I think we have very extensive expansion plans, but I think at the bottom of it, we want to stay true to how. I'll give an example from how the Airbnb founder always spoke about, which I have found extremely powerful. And I remember that from the time that I've heard it, is that you need to get your first 100 customers happy. You need to make sure that they are the ones who are really you're in love with your product and are going and out and speaking to everybody else. And I think for us, every person on the platform, whether it's a landlord or a tenant, for us right now, the time is to perfect how we are able to solve that problem and not add to the problem in any way. And then by God's grace, expansion is a given, because that's the whole beauty of building a tech platform, that you can extend it across a very large geography.
Okay, Neil, is there any possibility where you guys are willing to be raising more funds and you're looking for investors that might be interested in such program?
Yes, we are. And we, of course, announced our pre-seed, which we did. At the second phase now, when we are getting into execution and we are looking at the market, we are doing the seed round, which will be going out with soon. We have been approached by a lot of people who are both strategic and interested in what we are doing and the problem we are solving, and because it's a real problem that we are solving, and which is a scalable problem. So yes, we'll be raising the seed round very soon.
Okay, that's amazing. Keep us posted whenever that happen. Neil, this has been really amazing. As I said, we're not gonna go into details. We're gonna wait for you to be officially on everywhere, and then we can do an episode number 2 where we can be speaking about where are those units located, what will be your minimum rent, what will be your maximum rent, and how again how can investors reach out to you and have part of this pie.
Absolutely, Anthony. We'll definitely keep.
For the time being, we're going to be using all of your credentials. We're going to be putting it here on the description where people can reach out to you directly for all of the inquiries that they're having. And as I mentioned earlier, this has been only a short little episode because you guys are not full on yet. But once you are, we're going to be doing an extensive one, and we're going to be doing, we're going to be answering all of the questions that most tenants might have.
Absolutely, Anthony. Look forward to that and seeing you again.
Thank you. Best of luck, guys. Thank you, guys, for watching this episode, and see you definitely on the next one.
Goodbye, make it move Broadway. Real estate king, stack bricks all day. Bought a crib so tall, can't see the ground. Cash flow endless, funds never drown. Dubai skyline, Anthony raining, got the penthouse.